Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel and I hope you had a really lovely Christmas. Today is New Year's Eve that I'm filming this, which is why I'm like all glammed up even though I'm not going anywhere because you know, you got to make do with it, haven't you? But today I wanted to sit down with you and talk through some of my New Year's resolutions. So I've got my book, I've got my water, let's go. I'm also filming on a new camera today, so hopefully that means the quality is better. We'll see. I obviously haven't edited anything on it yet, so who knows what that's going to be like. But I have written down some goals for the year, or New Year's resolutions, whatever you want to call them. I personally absolutely love writing New Year's resolutions. I have done for a long time. It's something I really get a lot out of because I like to sit back and reflect on the year and you know what the next year is going to bring and what I learned from last year and you know what kind of energy I want to bring into the next year. I've written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've written about 7. Some of them are kind of milestones rather than things I can actively work towards every day, but most of them are things that I can take small steps to achieve every day. And I think that's really important when you sit and write goals, is that at least some of them ideally are things that you can work on slowly and just kind of chip away at it every day rather than, you know, only being able to do something about it like once a month or something. So I'll start with some fitness goals. My first fitness goal is that I want to be able to do 1 unassisted pull-up, because at the moment I use I say at the moment, my gym is shut, but when I can go to the gym I use the assisted pull-up machine and I'm quite a long way from the top of that, so I've got a way to go and theoretically losing weight might help, but part of it is technique as well, so that's something I'm going to work on throughout the year. I don't think I'm going to achieve it straight away. It is probably something that I'll maybe work towards in December of next year, but that's definitely a goal for 2021. Another fitness related goal is that I want to be able to run a 5k. Now I don't mean a 5k race, I just want to be able to run that distance without stopping, and I probably could now, but as I've probably mentioned about 90,000 times on this channel, I have got a problem with my back in that I had a herniated disc, or probably have still got a herniated disc. I herniated my disc about 3 or 4 years ago, and running is one of the only things I've done sort of semi-recently that's really upset it. So I've had actually a really good run with my back for the last, well, probably most of this year, to be honest. I haven't really had, with the exception of the one, it's a really stupid story, but I literally did the first week of Couch to 5k, which is where you walk more than you run, and calling it running is really generous. But you basically like walk for most of it, and 3 or 4 days later I literally I couldn't move, I could barely walk. It was honestly so bad. So yeah, but I have been experimenting with running on the treadmill and running on trails, because I did do that run on concrete and I do think that might have had something to do with it. But I just really like the idea of being able to just go out for a quick run when I feel like it, on days when I am not going to the gym or don't want to go to the gym or can't go to the gym because of, you know, the things that are happening. It is something I've done in the past. It's something I've really enjoyed. So yeah, I want to be able to run an unbroken 5k by the end of the year and still be able to walk after. Or be able to walk like 4 days later, because with my back it never kicks in straight away. If it's going to hurt, it'll be like 3 or 4 days time. One thing I haven't needed or felt the need to put any New Year's resolutions in for is just exercising in general, and I know for a lot of people that is going to be what your resolutions are about, is just exercising in general, and if that is, you know, suits you, then absolutely I would do it. But I'm in a really good routine with you know, either going to the gym or doing home workouts, or, you know, whatever it is, just exercising in general. I think it's just become a habit for me now, so it's not really something I need to consciously think about maintaining. So I haven't got any resolutions for that, because it would be pointless for me. Wouldn't be a challenge. Kind of related to point 1 2 is one of my New Year's resolutions for this year is to participate and complete the Gymshark 66 challenge, which I did kind of dabble with last year, but I didn't really do it properly. But this year I would like to finish it. For those of you who aren't aware, the Gymshark 66 challenge is something they run in January every year, and they essentially challenge you to come up with 1, 2, 3, however many habits that you want to solidify, and you make a real conscious effort to do those for 66 days, because there is a bit of variety in terms of how many days take a habit. Like, you might have heard 21, or, you know, there's lots of different opinions on how many days it takes to break a habit, but Gymshark reckons 66. So that's where the Gymshark 66 challenge comes from. So I think my 3 goals for Gymshark 66 are going to be to drink 2.5 litres of water a day, because even though sometimes I am very good at that, it is one of the habits that just falls away the most easily for me as soon as I'm out of a routine. So drink more water. And the other one is that I'm going to challenge myself to exercise every day. And I don't mean exercising as in like a grueling workout or whatever, even though I do enjoy those. Some people might use the phrase move your body, which makes me feel a bit sick, but to, you know, exercise in a way that I want to on a given day, because even though I am in a good habit with it, as I just said, I do sometimes get lazy and not exercise, and I always regret it, and I always feel worse for it at the end of the day. So this is really just to kind of hammer it home for me that I need to exercise every day, even if it's just going for a walk or doing some yoga or whatever it is. I always feel better for having done some kind of conscious formal exercise. And I did consider putting something weight loss focused in my Gymshark 66, and even though I do talk about it quite a lot on this channel, and it does take up, you know, a decent amount of my mental capacity, I don't like it when everything is about weight loss. I don't like it when exercise is only badged as being for weight loss. I don't like it when healthy eating is badged as only being for weight loss. So I think I'm going to make a conscious choice not to include anything like that in my Gymshark 66 pledge. And then some goals that are slightly more kind of YouTube social media focused. I've got a couple of those. So the first one, which is more of a milestone than a goal, but I can work towards it, is I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. I am someone who does suffer with imposter syndrome, and much like probably everybody else in the world, but you know, I do sometimes feel like people will judge me if I say I've got a YouTube channel and I don't have that many subscribers. It's a really stupid thing to say, because this is a hobby. I do this because I like doing it. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think when I checked earlier on today I had 252, so I'm getting there, considering that I've only had my channel for about, well, nearly 7 months, which is actually a really long time, but it doesn't feel like that long, because I am definitely still a beginner to this, like, definitely. So 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year would be amazing. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna double the number of YouTube videos that I make in January. So I will make 2 videos a week in January, because I'm pretty sure that Wales is still going to be in lockdown throughout January, so I'm probably not going to have a huge amount else to do. But also as a way of kind of boosting the content that I'm creating, helping me to get used to using my new camera, and to just really try and focus in on producing good content. One of the ways that I think I'll do that is just by doing more of it, but I don't think it's really going to be that sustainable for me to do 2 videos a week and have a full-time job kind of indefinitely. Maybe I'll live to regret this, I don't know, but yeah, for January I'm gonna try making 2 videos a week and see how I get on. And then the last thing, which is kind of a resolution to make resolutions, but I am going to try or give up something for every month of the year. For example, my January resolution is I'm gonna do the Kelty O'Connor 15-minute stretching routine. I'm gonna do that every day for January. And then I think actually for February, so neither of those are giving anything up yet, they're taking on something, but for February I'm gonna post every day to my Instagram account, because I'm gonna try and see like how much can I grow my Instagram account in 28 days. I'm gonna be throwing a lot of time and effort into my Instagram and maybe my TikTok as well. And then for the rest of the year, I don't know. I think one of the things I am definitely gonna do, because it does stop me from progressing, is giving up snacking. So doing something like no snacking for a month. I might do, you know, no processed food for a month, or I don't know, something along those lines. Haven't come up with the rest of the challenges for the year yet, but it's going to be something along those lines. And then the last thing I wrote down, which is actually nothing to do with fitness, nothing to do with YouTube, nothing to do with content making, nothing to do with weight loss or diets or anything like that, is I want to read more. I absolutely love reading. I always have. I was one of those kids who would take 10 books out of the library over the summer and read all of them. I would always read on holiday. I'm a massive reader, I always have been, but much like everything else, it is really easy to fall out of the habits of doing that. I'm gonna set myself the challenge of reading 12 books this year, and it might be reading physically, or it might be listening to an audiobook, because that is something that I have found I enjoy as well. I've already got a couple on the list that I want to read, and I am going to do a kind of mixture of fiction or non-fiction. So if you've got any suggestions of books you think I should read, then definitely let me know in the comments, because I would love to know what some of your suggestions are. And I am happy, you know, to spend money on books. Would have used our local library, but that's a bit more difficult at the moment. So that's my last kind of like personal goal for the year. And I'm also sure that these will change throughout the year, or I might decide that actually doing a pull-up isn't that important to me. But that's what happens, and that's life. We don't need to stick to exactly what we said we were going to from the beginning. That is all for this week. If you do have any book recommendations, let me know in the comments. Or if you want to share with me what your New Year's resolutions are, I would love to hear about them, because I just get so excited by them. And I also love it. I also love it when other people get excited by them as well. So yeah, let me know what your New Year's resolutions are, or even just things you hope will happen in 2021. Who knows what the year is going to hold for us. I think if nothing else, 2020 has taught me that you just kind of need to just take each day at a time, take each week at a time, because you can make plans, but who knows what's going to happen. So I think we all just need to take it easy, be kind to ourselves, but, you know, work in small ways towards doing what we ultimately want to be doing. I hope you have a really lovely week, and I will see you soon.